Hello, I'm John Lacey, the director of the Global Mining Law Center at the James E. Rogers College of Law, and this is our 6th annual Mining Law Summit, and we are looking at the future of mining law. Initially, I'd like to welcome Dean Marc Miller, who has been very supportive of our program, and thank you for being with us today, Dean.
John, thank you. It's kind of John to say I've been supportive. We wouldn't have a global mining law and policy program, a center, the summits, or any of the other things that have come out of this without John's leadership and effort. When I became dean at the College of Law, I asked John to come in for one of our first conversations. John's vision for the opportunity in mining law and policy, for the direct connection between mining engineering, business, so many other disciplines, and law was a lifelong vision. And what we've been able to do is implement it, and it's just been an honor for me to help support that.
Well, thank you, Marc. I've been very grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it. I find that mining law is one of the areas that is not very frequently taught at law schools throughout the country, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do that. One thing that you might note, too, is that this program is co-sponsored by the Lowell Institute for Mineral Resources, and to that end, the Lowell Institute has been in the forefront of promoting a new School of Mining and Mineral Resources at the University of Arizona that is a holistic approach to teaching of mining and about mineral resources, and so we're in the process now of developing that school. We can talk a little bit of what we've gone through before, it's a sort of thing that I have a very active committee that we look at current topics, and most of the time they are generated by things that happen.
Yep.
So we started out with a workshop of trying to take a look at what we do with abandoned mines. Is there a way of promoting their reuse? We then went on to building capacity for mineral development of Native Americans and indigenous communities. We then looked at mine safety. A real fun one we had a couple of years ago, looking at a mining law for both outer space and the depths of the sea. Initially, I thought that we were being a little bit presumptive in talking about our program as global, but it turns out that
should have been celestial,
interstellar too.
Yes, exactly.
And then last year we looked at new frontiers in community engagement and sustainable development. This year, we're sort of taking the clue from that program and looking at the future of mining law, because the tension between the need for mineral resources and the movement to restrict their expeditious development is nowhere more obvious in proposals for change.
John, I think the focus this year, the new critical needs, is great. I think both the science, the politics, and the policy of mineral development are fascinating. We're at a moment when there are enormous demands for new technologies, for new energy, for transformation of our energy systems, all of which mineral development is central to. And so I think it's a fascinating time to be discussing these issues. Of course, as you have emphasized, it's a global industry, a complex industry with many private, public, nonprofit institutions engaged. I also am glad and wanted to highlight the mention of the new School of Mining. The leadership from the the College of Science and College of Engineering is wonderful. They've reached out to us and to you in no small part because of the courses and program you've built, the kind of conversations we have through the summit. I mean, at this point, with dozens of mining law-specific courses and dozens of additional courses that touch on issues like global trade and business, human rights, indigenous peoples law and policy, environmental law, water law, the list is really long. It's an astoundingly rich curriculum, and it's great to be able to integrate that with the new university-wide efforts.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'm really looking forward to getting the new school up and running. The topics that we're looking at today, we're going to start out with looking at some of the new critical needs caused by the shift to more green technology, if you will, and then looking at various examples of community resistance. Christy Bruckner, who teaches one of our courses on the community relations and sustainable development, is going to lead a discussion of the Initiative for Responsible Mining along with Amy Bullinger and a group of distinguished individuals who are looking at various elements of that. We'll then look at additional community resistance examples in Peru, and a very interesting topic is our experience in Afghanistan, and the attempts to establish a mining law in Afghanistan, and really why it failed. And there's a lot of lessons there. And we followed that up with the Chinese example. Are the Chinese doing something in their efforts to develop mineral resources that the Western countries are not? We'll finally follow things up with a discussion between Stan Dempsey and myself on our experience over the years as to what is needed within a legal structure for mineral development. We'll follow that up with a roundtable discussion, but we do leave a couple minutes after each presentation for live question and answers. And if you do have questions, you can post them in chat. If we have time for them, we will address them at that point. If not, we'll try to get to all the questions during a roundtable discussion.
John, one of the things about this program that's been amazing is the network that you've built, the professors you've brought in, the people participating in this year's summit are illustrative of the extraordinary breadth of that network. I would just highlight among them, it's great that you and Stan Dempsey will have that conversation. Stan, who's not an alum of our institution, and Chuck Jeunesse, who is, were key initially in supporting the program, and Stan brings his immense expertise and experience over the years. So I'm delighted to see that conversation as part of this summit.
Stan is a longtime friend of mine, and we were both instrumental in starting the Society of Mining Law Antiquarians, and so we're looking really at the basis of modern mining law. So let's go on to our first topic, looking at the new critical needs discussion of green commodities.